You think evolution is finished with you. You picture it as something that happened a long time ago, prehistoric, slow, something that turned fish into lizards and apes into humans, and then stopped, somewhere around the time people started building cities and writing things down. You are the end product, the finished version. Evolution did its work and handed you off to history. That is wrong, and the evidence is stranger than you expect. Your body is changing right now. Not in your lifetime, not in a way you can feel or see, but in the span of the last few thousand years, a blink in evolutionary time, the human species has been quietly, rapidly, measurably reshaping itself. And the forces driving that change are not predators or ice ages. They are things you do every single day. Start with your mouth. Anthropologist Daniel Lieberman at Harvard University has spent years studying the human skull, and what he found is deeply uncomfortable. Your jaw is shrinking. Not yours specifically. The human jaw as a whole has been getting smaller and narrower for roughly 10,000 years, accelerating sharply in the last 200. The reason is food, specifically cooked and processed food. For most of human history, your ancestors chewed for hours every day. Raw tubers, dried meat, tough fibrous plants. That constant mechanical stress told the jaw to grow wide and strong. The moment humans started softening food, cooking it, grinding it, processing it, that signal disappeared. The jaw stopped receiving the instruction to grow large. And over generations, it quietly contracted. The result is sitting in your mouth right now. Wisdom teeth. You almost certainly have them, and they almost certainly do not fit. They are the ghost of a larger jaw, teeth your skull no longer has room for. Impacted wisdom teeth are essentially a modern epidemic. They were rare in ancient skulls. Today, they affect roughly 85% of people in industrialized nations.
Mouth is running outdated software on newer, smaller hardware. But it does not stop there. Look at your eyes. Myopia. Nearsightedness was so rare in pre-industrial populations that researchers struggled to find historical evidence of it at all. Anthropologist myopia researcher Ian Morgan at the Australian National University tracked rates across populations and found something striking. In parts of East Asia today, up to 90% of young adults are myopic. In Europe and North America, the rate has roughly doubled in the last 50 years. The leading hypothesis is not screens, though screens do not help. It is the absence of outdoor light. Human eyes evolved to spend most of their developmental years calibrating in natural daylight. When children spend most of their time indoors, the eye grows too long. The image falls behind the retina instead of on it. Nearsightedness is, in a very real sense, an eye that grew up inside.
This is evolution in the wrong direction. Or more precisely, this is a body built for one environment being forced to develop in another. The genome has not changed. The environment has, and the body is responding. Now, here is where it gets genuinely strange. Some humans are evolving new anatomy. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Anatomy by researchers at the University of Adelaide found that a significant and growing percentage of young people are developing a small, bony projection at the base
Of their skull. It is called an external occipital protuberance. It forms when the muscles at the back of the neck are under sustained stress. Specifically, the kind of forward tilting stress produced by looking down at a phone or screen for hours every day. The bone grows in response to that tension. Young adults in the study showed this projection at rates far higher than older generations. The researchers called it a horn.
a bone spur growing at the back of the skull in response to modern posture. Your skeleton is literally reshaping itself in response to the smartphone. This is not evolution in the classical sense. It will not be passed to your children in your genes. But it is your body responding to environmental pressure in real time, which is exactly the raw material evolution works with across generations. And some changes are genetic. Geneticist Pardis Sabiti
at Harvard University has identified dozens of genetic variants that have spread rapidly through human populations in the last 10,000 years, far too fast to be random drift. They are being selected for, actively, right now. Lactase persistence, the ability to digest milk as an adult, was essentially absent in humans before the domestication of cattle. Today, it is carried by the majority of people with Northern European ancestry. It spread because the populations that could digest milk survived famines that killed those who could not. That is textbook natural selection happening within recorded human history. Resistance to malaria, adaptations to high altitude in Tibetan populations, resistance to certain pathogens that swept through populations during the plague. These are not ancient changes. They are recent. Some of them are happening right now in living populations in response to the world you built. Here is what that means. Evolution does not care about your intentions. It does not care about your technology or your medicine or your sense that you have somehow graduated from the natural world. It responds to one thing only: which bodies survive long enough to reproduce in a given environment. Every time you change the environment, every time you build a city, cook your food, light your home, stare at a screen, you are not escaping evolutionary pressure, you are redirecting it. The jaw shrinks because soft food is available. The eye elongates because indoor light is available. The neck bone grows because the screen exists. The lactase gene spreads because the cow was domesticated. You are not the finished product. You are the current draft. And somewhere in the bodies of the children being born today, in the subtle shifts in which genes get copied most often, in the quiet pressure of a world that looks nothing like the one your genome was built for, the next version is already being written. You think evolution is finished with you? It never stopped.